that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on the past. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has changed the face of boxing, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday.
Hi, when it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Xtra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you factors on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
It's a new week and you indeed made the perfect choice to log on to EP TV Africa. On the program EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk, and Sports Therapy with Ray. I hope the weekend for you has been great. On today's EP Extra, I will bring into you some top stories in the entertainment fraternity, especially those that happened over the weekend. And later on, Ray is going to be anchoring the Sports Therapy segment. On today's EP Extra, I'll be talking to you about some reactions from the general public regarding our very own Wizkid snubbing his own live concert, which is supposed to take place over the weekend here in Accra, Ghana. A whole lot of conversations surrounding Wizkid not performing at his concert in Accra, Ghana. I'll bring you an update on that. And later on, so there's been tons of reports on how one of Nollywood's veteran actor, Xtra, is reportedly not in the right state of mind. But over the past couple of weeks now, a lot of people have been coming out to debunk this claim. But in a most recent video, it shows that yes, Xtra is indeed going through a different phase. And finally, on today's EP Extra, I'll be talking to you an update about how it's been reported that R. Kelly is allegedly released an album over the weekend whilst in prison. So we don't know what is really happening. So details of this and many more, including Sports Therapy, which is going to be anchoring by Ray, is coming up on today's EP Extra, live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube is EP TV Africa. You can also log on to our website, www.eptvafrica.com. We're also live on our radio platform, epradioafrica.com. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, Ray is going to be anchoring the Sports Therapy segment. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has changed the face of boxing, so he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday. Pinch me, am I dreaming? We have an African team on the top 4 of the World Cup. Never has that happened before. I mean, that's the best place to kick off sports therapy today. It's a Monday, and I'm excited. I'm pumped. I mean, there are no words to describe it. Welcome to Sports Therapy. Don't mind that man. It's Sports Therapy. It's not AP Extra. But I'm anchoring today with him, and I hope you had a lovely weekend like I did. Seeing Morocco, I mean, dump out Portugal after what Portugal did to us, Ghana. I mean, they should be out. Ronaldo can cry. Who cares? But we have Morocco in the top 4. I mean, last 4 of the World Cup, they are there. And that's my first headline for today, as Morocco makes history by reaching the last 4 of the FIFA World Cup for the first time ever. On other things, or moving on to other story, we got to see a side of Messi we've never seen before, and we'll get to talk about that. I mean, it's getting tough. It's getting to the nitty-gritty bit of the World Cup, and we're seeing things we've never seen before from a man who we thought was a little bit humble than he is portrayed to be. On other stories, France also advances to the last 4 of the FIFA World Cup at the expense of the 3 Lions, who once again would be going home, but the World Cup isn't coming home. I mean, we didn't have so much of it's coming home trending this time around. So I guess maybe the fans expected them to come out of the tournament at some point and not win it. Yeah, so that's one of our headlines. And moving on, would the World Cup stars be ready for club football after the World Cup is over? I mean, they literally have little or no break at all, because there'll be flights going back to their various clubs. Training has already started. We see some friendly games going on for the club teams. Those who performed in the World Cup, would they have any chance of having a break before club football comes back? And mind you, we're already midway through the season, so there's no warming up to the task. It's getting hands on deck immediately you get back to your club side. And lastly, on our stories that we have for you today, Brazil is eyeing Pep Guardiola as a replacement for their current, coach. Brazil's story is kind of, I don't know how to put it. With all the stars they have, they're still looking for coaches. I mean, I could literally walk into that team and coach that team. But they are still looking for a coach. And this time, they are looking for Pep Guardiola. So stick and stay with me, because we'll go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, then I'll be going into details about all this story with my man in the studio with me, Kelvin Fnk. So we'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back to discuss with you everything we have on Sports Therapy. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone, because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has taken the face of boxing, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday. Welcome back from that quick one. Yes, it's Sports Therapy here alongside EP Extra with the man of the moment. I mean, my paddy, my everything. You know, the two of us, they relate in this certain way. Kelvin Fnk, what's up? How's your weekend?
My weekend was great. I mean, I'm still battling with a slight cold there, you know, with my voice.
Did you get that from Philip?
Well, Philip, I didn't call it. My weekend was awesome, amazing.
Yes, that's good. So moving into our first story. I can't see the excitement in you, but we have an African team in the last 4 of the World Cup. I mean, Morocco they're blowing our minds away. They are beating expectations and they are getting the job done. Be it not so in the manner we want in terms of exciting, free-flowing football, but it's tournament football. You play 7 games to win it. However you win it is what's most important, and they are winning. Yeah. So first of all, they've made history. No African team has got into a semi-final of a World Cup. They are there. Do you see them getting to the final? We want them to get to the final.
I think now is the time I can actually be stating my predictions. I definitely see them getting to the final. Just like in our previous conversation, I've always made mention of the fact that this year's tournament is full of surprises. I mean, nobody expected them to.
Morocco,
nobody. You get a point.
Exactly.
So yes, let's just keep calm. The surprises are still on the way.
Portugal, we had their legend Ronaldo crying at the end of that game. They made mention of. I mean, there was an Argentine. It was an Argentine referee who left the game, so there was a risk of why is the beef between Ronaldo and Messi. Messi being Argentine, they made an Argentina referee. Do you think there was facts to all that?
I think people were just looking for, or people are just looking for a way to make themselves feel better about the situation. The fact is, this season is not for the Cristiano Ronaldo squad.
Let's just with VAR for a referee to cheat or
no, regardless of even the new technology now. I think this season is not just for the the C Ronaldo. Let's accept. People just need to accept the fact that now it's not for the Ronaldo and the big names.
You can see a lot of big names.
So I think they should just, when they accept that, they will not want to put the blame on somebody or try to link it to something.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. So yeah.
And we're all happy as Africans seeing Portugal leave in place of Morocco. You don't expect us to support Portugal. Come on. Morocco is our own brothers. But that was the game. I mean, El Nesiri scored the only goal that sent Morocco to the last 4 of the World Cup. And I mean, those guys can really defend. They have still not considered a goal from an opponent team. The only goal they considered was against Belgium, and it was an own goal. They are still yet to consider a goal, be it from open play, be it from corner, penalty, whatsoever. These guys are just. I mean, they are immense, they are intense, and they are getting the job done. That's what matters to us. So moving on to other things, talking about the Messis, the Ronaldos. Messi was in the headline this time, and it was because of his hard-hitting attitude towards the Netherlands coach. And I mean, even granting an interview, just like you mentioned, it's getting to that part of the tournament, and it's not going to be all about the stars.
No.
And maybe Messi is getting to realize that he needs to impose himself in the game one way or the other. They won the game against Netherlands by 2 goals, I mean, in extra time. I think penalties, if I'm not mistaken. They won the match by 3-1. But Messi seemed to have so many issues with not just refereeing, but he had a lot of issues with the Netherlands coach. There were pictures of him making gestures which were not so welcoming to the coach, and it was something else. Did you see this coming from Messi? Messi was seen to be very humble. He was not the type who was outspoken. He didn't really put himself out.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that the picture that is being portrayed about popular figures on screen is different from their real life. Not until something happens to trigger their other side, you will never see it. So I'm sure this is just a situation that triggered, and the guy is like, calm down, Mona, relax, I did here.
Exactly. He's trying to impose himself and make people know he's there.
Again, they should accept, even the players themselves are yet to accept. I mean, when I talk about the players, I'm talking about Messi and of course C Ronaldo. They should accept the fact that football is not all about them. It's for a season. And they should know that it is time to move on. It's
almost time up for them.
It's almost time up. They are still refusing to accept it's almost time up.
Well, Messi had an impact on the game because he scored a goal. He also scored a penalty, I mean, before the penalty, actual penalties that decided the game. And we all know Messi to be calm, humble. But then seeing that, and again, against Netherlands coach who was diagnosed for cancer, and he still found a way to come to the tournament. There were harsh words from information we gathered being said to the coach. I mean, these guys are legends, Ronaldo and Messi, but it seems they are on that path of almost tarnishing their images as we know them to be legends, getting to the end of their career. And what can be done about it? I mean, with all the good things they've done, should we still see them as legends or accept the fact that they are humans and they can
of course,
be pushed to their boundaries?
Just as you said, people need to know that they are humans, and of course they have other sides to the playing side we see on screen or in public platforms. These guys are humans, but once again, I think they should also come to the point where they accept the situation, and Messi should not try imposing himself. I think that the problem is he trying to want to. They already have the status of legendary when it comes to football.
Yeah.
They are still being celebrated to tomorrow. Proud to what is happening around Messi right now and see Ronaldo. For the past years now, they've been gracing the football, scene amazingly. And
Awards
a lot of people,
after awards.
awards after awards. So let's focus our minds there, and they should also focus their minds on what they've done before. And right now, I think they should be targeting on how to discover new talents to take after them.
Yeah.
And not trying to want to still,
It's hard ending their careers on a high. Let's see how that goes. Moving on to other stories also pertaining to the World Cup. France advanced to the last 4 of the World Cup at the expense of the 3 Lions. England again, star-studded England. Rashford, Harry Kane, Harry Maguire, Henderson, Bellingham, Foden. The list goes on and on. Yet still, they can't even get to the semi-final of this year's World Cup. Last time around 2018, they got to the semi-final, but were dumped out by Croatia. This time around, they met the champions, or should I say defending champions, in France.
Yeah.
And they, at a point, it seems like France were on the ropes, because I saw that game and it was hectic. France had to take a whole lot of saves, pounding. It's like when a boxer is on the ropes trying to just stay on his feet. But then they still found a way to win. And that's a true hallmark of champions, because no matter how hard it seems, winning or getting to that destination, the what matters most is that you won the game, and they did that. And we're back to the same question of, is England taking the right set of players? Is the coach doing his job well? I mean, what can you say about England? You've known them from Rooney's to Gerrard, Lampard. They've always had star players.
They have great players. Nobody can deny that fact. But again, to bring me back to my statement, this is not a time for the people we know or we expect.
So what would it take to make England play as a team and not?
I mean,
rely on
everybody
individual?
have their seasons. Probably this is not their season.
When will it be theirs? The last time they won the World Cup was in the 1960s. 60, I think 62 or 60. I can't really pick out the year, but it's been. I mean,
But even after the World Cup, then I mean, in terms of clubs and they have key players who have been doing so well.
Yeah, branded their league so well.
Interest, of course. So again, I feel this is not a season of the names we would literally expect or would wish to get to the finals.
Are you saying what I'm thinking you're saying?
This
Are you
is not
picking
the-
Morocco to win the World Cup? Let me get there
No,
with you.
I wouldn't want to predict now. but
Predict, Kevin.
I'm still saying.
Don't sit on the fence, Kevin.
I'm not sitting on the defense. I'm still sitting on the part where it is the least team you guys expect.
And that's
is going.
Morocco, because from the
Why
last
would you
4
say
teams,
Morocco is the least?
Morocco is a list based on FIFA rankings. We have France in there. We have Croatia in there.
Okay.
We have I think Argentina. Then we have Morocco. Those are the last 4.
So
based on FIFA rankings, Morocco is the least ranked team on that list.
Well, this time
Are
around,
you saying,
this time around,
Kevin?
I'm not
putting a
saying.
question to you. Are you
Okay,
saying Morocco is winning the World Cup?
This time around, I'm not going to respond to that directly, but this time around, I'm saying that FIFA's ranking
This guy.
will be unranked.
This guy.
FIFA's
You literally just said that.
FIFA's ranking will be unranked because let's just watch and see how the game plays out.
Well, not to sway away from what we're talking about. England, they still fell short.
Yeah.
And there's been talks about, should Gareth Southgate stay? Should there be a new coach? Should he stay to the Euros next year and see what happens if they can then lay their hands on the Euros? I mean, it's been one thing after the other for England, and this is the time they have this generation or this crop of players that they should take advantage of and win a trophy. It's more or less like the same thing that's happening to Brazil. So moving on to other stories, talking still on the World Cup, but then moving out of the World Cup a little bit, we're asking the question, would the star players or the World Cup players who went for the World Cup be ready for club football after World Cup is over? But we've already had some players go home to their clubs. It's hectic for players.
It's
I mean,
hectic,
despite
yeah.
all the monies they pay them, they're still humans. They still travel. They still face jet lag. They still face fatigue. They still have to give in 110% whenever they play. And there's this notion that people take tournament football and playing for your countries a little bit more serious than when they play for their club footballs, club teams, pardon me. So would they be ready to go back to their club football? And note, it's not like this is the beginning of the season where you have to build up steam. I mean, you're not really there yet. We expect you to be up and running. Once you come back to your club, we feel like you should hit the ground running. The Bruyne's, look at Modric, Eden Hazard, Rashford, Harry Kane's, Neymar's. Would they be ready to go when the World Cup is over? Kevin, what do you think? Would the World Cup be too intense that
No,
they'll face a
no.
little
Honestly
bit of fatigue?
speaking, at the end of the day, regardless of the fact that it's a game, they want to please people. They
Yeah.
also still want to make money.
Exactly.
So the work continues. No matter the outcome of the World Cup, that should not kill their morale. They should rather be more. Should want to do more.
Well, what I'm saying is, would they perform? Do you think they will be?
Yeah,
suited?
I think that's what I'm saying too as well. They will perform because they will not allow the outcome of the World Cup to lower their morale. They will
Exactly.
still perform. It's even now that they will perform more because they now know that I might have fallen a little bit. I need to do more to
Yeah,
get back.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so going back to the team or to their various clubs is like I would say is a second chance for them to prove themselves again.
Redeem yourself,
To redeem
exactly.
themselves from the World Cup
Exactly,
experience. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, I get
So for me, honestly speaking, if the players are thinking straight, they would definitely be putting if, for example, they gave like 10% in the World Cup, right now that they know the World Cup did not turn out as they planned, they will put in like 100% in their clubs, back in their clubs, to maintain their
At least
standards.
there's reward at the end of the
Yeah,
season.
so
That
I
would
feel
be-
yeah, they will still have the energy to want to do more.
Well, we'll see if they'll have energy to do more. I mean, there's a host of players at the World Cup. I mean, some have gone home, some are still there, some don't have clubs. I didn't mention names, but they are still at the World Cup, and they're tripping back to their various clubs. So we'll see if they'll still get to perform at a level we all expect them to perform, or who knows. So moving on to our last story on sports therapy for today, Brazil, another star-studded side. They are eyeing a replacement already for Tite after falling short in the World Cup stage to Croatia. No one saw them losing to Croatia, but now they are out. And they're looking forward, they're planning for the future, and they're planning big, trust me. They're looking at Pep Guardiola as a replacement for Tite. Do we think Guardiola will ever leave Man City? I mean, do we even think he would leave a club side to coach a country? Because it's two different type of coaching. Tournament football, you require just a few games to get reward. But then in the club settings, there's a margin for error. You know, when you lose 2 points or 3 points in this game, you can pick up the next 3 points. Can Guardiola get Brazil there? Do you see Guardiola? I mean, you know him from his Barcelona days, Bayern Munich. Now he's at Manchester City. Do you think he will want to take on the countryside? And Brazil is a hot prospect in that aspect, in terms of the players they have in their disposal. Do you think Guardiola will want to take up that job?
First, I feel one of the medium or one of the staffs that will hate his decision would be the offer they're offering him. What are they offering? We all know the economy right now is not super cool. A lot of people are looking for higher pay. So if Brazil is coming up with a higher offer or a more accommodating offer,
Yeah.
he will, because already, as you made mention, this Brazil already has these A-list players. So it will even make his work very easy. You get the point. So
Yeah, I
if their
get you.
offer is good, I feel it's something he will consider. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, let's face the fact, it's still not about the money. It's still not about the money.
Yeah.
If he sees that's a decision for him alone.
It will be a
to-
huge add-in to CV
To-
winning a
yeah.
World Cup. So definitely, if he, like you said, if he's looking at that Brazil side and
Yeah.
saying, oh, he can do something with it.
I've always wanted to ask this. I mean, it's been happening back to back. We've been seeing it in football, and I've always wanted to ask, why is it that whenever a team goes to play, regardless of whatever the team is, from a club side or a World Cup or a national league,
Yeah.
and the team falls out, the coach is immediately sacked or relieved of his duty?
It's more or less
Why?
like
Why
you're
is it that
giving-
it's part of their contract to be relieved of your duty if
Of
your
course,
team
yes.
doesn't win?
Sometimes
Oh.
they have that in their contract, that you have to hit this target, which is winning a trophy. For some, Brazil don't go to a World Cup looking at semi-finals.
Okay.
They don't go to Copa America looking at getting to the final only. They go to any tournament you go to, coaching Brazil, you're looking to win it. Because I mean, it's Brazil.
All right. So at
So
the end of the
sometimes
day,
they have that in their contracts, that
Already.
if you don't win it, you're gone. That's it,
Oh,
to show you
okay.
the exit doors.
Because
but
I've
then
been
sometimes
wondering.
expectations are high on you. They expect you to meet this standard, and then when you
Yeah.
don't meet it, it's like you're gone. So that's it for sports. I mean, Brazil is aiming high. They want Pep Guardiola, and Can they get him? We'll see. So that's all we give to you today on the world of sports. My name is still Ray. I did this with the man of the moment who's about to bring you EP Extra. If you missed this, catch all our replays on all our social media platforms. EPTV Africa, which is currently scrolling under your screen. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, is EP Extra with the extra man, Kelvin Fnk. We'll be right back.
When it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinions on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment on EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has changed the face of boxing, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday.
Hi, when it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinions on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment on EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
Alright, so welcome back. The program is EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk. If you're just logging on, you've kind of missed Sports Therapy, which was anchored by Ray, but you can have a replay of Sports Therapy details, on our various social media handles that is scrolling right now on your screen. Ray is still in the house with me, and I'm going to be having 1 or 2 conversations with him about today's stories. But let me start off in Ghana, where reactions as Wizkid misses his show Wizkid Live in Accra. So Ray, before I take them through a couple of reactions from the general public, firstly, what do you think about Wizkid missing out his own show? Wizkid, I mean, the show was tagged, or is tagged, Wizkid Live in Accra. In one of the biggest, I mean, if not the biggest place, the Accra Sports Stadium, but he didn't show up.
Like I said last week, or I think 2 weeks ago,
you
can't predict Wizkid. I mean, he promoted the show, he posted about the show.
Yeah.
That very day, he still posted on his story saying, Accra, are you ready? So, I mean,
confusion there here and there.
People kept waiting and waiting. I mean, my club, Cloud9, we had a booth at the stadium. So I had feedback from the stadium saying, we're waiting for Wizkid. It's 2 a.m. It's 3 a.m. We're still waiting for Wizkid.
Till 4 something. And people
decided to leave. And guess what? I was at my club at 5 a.m. and I saw Wizkid coming in. And I was like, dude, why? And he came with a bottle of Henny in one hand. I mean, I don't need to tell you his entourage. And I was wondering, this guy is chilling here and people have paid millions Thousands of CDs. I mean, I saw tickets of 20,000 for tables.
For table.
40,000 for tables. And
people bought it just to see him.
And
he didn't show up.
Hands up for whiskey. I'll come on my
so let me just give you guys, before I read a couple of reactions which came out on social media over the weekend. So the Nigerian superstar singer was supposed to perform at a live concert at the Accra Sports Stadium in Ghana on Saturday the 10th December 2022. And however, despite the massive turn-up of fans, the Afrobeat singer refused to be present at the concert. This made most of his fans disappointed. Nonetheless, Live Hub Entertainment, who happens to be the organizers of the event, in a statement said the artist breached a contractual agreement for failing to show up at the concerts. So Live Hub Entertainment, you know, they are the ones who were in charge of putting up this whole event for Wizkid, or with Wizkid, but at the end of the day, he didn't show up. And a lot of people have taken to social media to react drastically, especially those who paid money, like the monies Ray was making mention. There were tickets of, you know, people had to pay a huge amount of money to just see their own superstar Wizkid. So one of the comments that came on social media, I say, people leaving at 4:03 a.m. after 12 hours waiting for Wizkid. I feel so bad. I feel sad. It's happening in another country, happening in Ghana, a country you reside in. This is a peak of one's hubris. Wow, that was like a strong one. But at the end of the day, this person is not the only one who came out on social media to rant. A lot of people. Another comment, another reaction also said, this certainly will go down as the worst ever music concert to be held in this country. Hey, squad ball, Big Wiz no show up. The whole thing scatter. Mic sound light instead of Wizkid. We had DJ Tunes and Pokoli. So, and a whole lot of hashtags there. And the reactions keep going on and on and on and on. Whilst Wizkid was somewhere else chilling, because he was indeed in the country. The fact is, let's face the fact, Wizkid has a home in this country, Ghana. Yes, we all know. I mean, it's a known thing that Wizkid has a property where he lives here. So Ghana is like his second home. You get my point? If he's not in Europe, and if he's not in his in our home country, Nigeria, you find him in Ghana, not in any of the French-speaking countries. But the sad thing here is that he had to treat his own family, because Ghana is literally like a family to him this way, and that did not sit down well with a whole lot of people. Now I'm going to be reading to Ray. Before I ask you about what you think about Wizkid's response, he later come out to apologize. But I'm just going to be reading his apology. This apology to me, I will give my own opinion after reading it and hearing from Ray, and I'll tell you what I feel. You can also, I mean, give your own opinion on that. So Wizkid posted on his social media platform, Love You Ghana, with the Ghana hashtag and of course and the emoji there. He says, Ghana is a country I hold so dear to my heart. First and foremost, I want to apologize to all my fans. You all know I would never do anything without a serious reasoning behind it. My brand is something I don't joke with. I sincerely apologize to everyone who made the effort to come out for me last night. I was charged up looking forward to doing this show. My question is, before I continue, what will happen if you charge well? What will happen? However, please understand that every decision I made coincided with honoring my fans, and would only make a drastic decision like this because it was the right thing to do and I had to. Unfortunately, up till the day of this show, there continue to be safety and production issues that prevented me from putting on a high quality show that my fans deserve. My team and myself are working on delivering a show to my amazing fans in Ghana. It will be just us, me and you. Date and details soon. Love you all. Are they playing with our minds or what? Let me start.
You didn't whine me.
You didn't whine? Like, are you whining us? Let me start first. Wizkid, the organizers, everybody that put this show, are you people playing with? Yo, before I continue, Ray, what do you think about Wizkid's? I will use the phrase, the so-called apology. What do you think about that?
I don't buy it. And I'm not saying I don't buy it because Wizkid FC, you can come from me. I don't care. But come on, man. You had, this show was trending since September.
Yeah.
That was when the news came out that
you can imagine
have Wiz in Ghana, and you couldn't provide proper sound. We have Global Citizen now, show in Ghana. Who did that?
He was talking
Contact
about
them.
He was talking about security
We
in
had
Ghana.
Usher in Ghana. How secure? I mean, who's gunning for you with?
Sorry
Come
to
on.
say, but you're not going to perform in Ikorodu,
No.
Lagos.
That's across.
You are performing in Accra Sports Stadium.
I feel like
this country is one of the most safest country in Africa.
I should say.
Yes, let's use the phrase. One of the most safest country in Africa. So what security measures is he talking about?
I mean,
then?
even if we saw tickets of 20K, how much would it take to get security? Come on.
20K, if you're talking about 20K.
We're waiting for what? They said dates and what to be
Time.
announced. He said I just we and I'll be your fan.
So this is my
We are
point.
waiting for you.
If I'm supposed to analyze what Wizkid, I mean, this is exactly what the program is about, EP Extra, giving you the extra detail. If we are supposed to analyze what Wizkid's apology is stating, is the fact that this has already been planned. It looks like a planned thing. He's now saying he's going to organize a different event and date and come on.
Be free
I mean, free for those who pay.
for everybody.
Did you pay for the first one that
My
was
brother, I
like,
don't even go to pay me. He came to see me. Didn't you hear me? He came to my house.
But another thing I was also asking a couple of people, I think I can actually ask you this. Do you feel that some of these are fine, they are brothers, all right, they're doing super well in the entertainment industry. Do you feel the Ghanaians has so much expectations or so much, how would I put the phrase? Do you think that they hold our artists so high that they don't really value their own that much? That is why they are getting such reactions or such attitudes from them?
Well, they say the truth has to hurt, and sometimes it has to build you. Nigerian music is doing better than Ghana.
We cannot. I mean,
so sometimes it makes the fans see the Nigerian artists like, they are up there, and they have certain expectations for them. So seeing Wizkid do this really, really ruined more than half of that expectation, because they feel like this is the standard we want our music in terms of Ghana to be at. Exactly. At least that should be the least before you even shoot for the stars of going to the American artist. Nigeria is doing so well in Africa that they set them as a standard.
Exactly.
So when you see your standard now breaking your heart or having these issues, it's quite disheartening. It makes the fans feel like, oh, this thing that we're even looking at
it's not so good. Like what is
as well as the music is doing well, it's going places. Things like this would not really be so good for the Nigerian music industry.
Yeah,
and also the fans in Ghana here.
And there's prior to this particular information that organizers, have come out to say that Wizkid has gone to breach the contract. Wizkid coming out to give a whole lot of reasons, which I just read to you a couple of minutes ago. There's been back conversation on the fact that it's probably because the turnout was not massive, was not what Wizkid expected.
No, come on.
And I saw a post on social media. One of the, I'm not going to mention the platform I saw it on because the person or the medium is quite a popular figure. The person indicated that it is impossible for a Nigerian artist to come and headline a show in Ghana and pack up the stadium, which I think it's total no, because
I have people at the stadium who told me the place was full at about 11 p.m.
So I'm guessing that this reaction is also coming from somebody who heard that Wizkid did not turn out because the fans So you see the point. So reactions from the general public, especially those who paid tickets to go watch Wizkid perform, and he didn't show up, and also Wizkid's apology, which we all feel is a no. According to him, he has indicated that he's going to be coming up soon with a new show, so the date and the time would be communicated out soon. Let's see what pans out in the coming days and see how Wizkid and his entire fans and everything is going to play out for him. We wish Wizkid all the very best on the particular one. Now, away from Wizkid's saga in Ghana, let's move into Nigeria, where we're talking about our very own. Then I'll call him the man of the moment, because he indeed is the man of the moment. I'm talking about Asake having a trouser or a wardrobe malfunction on stage. Mind you, he's not the first person. Officially, he has joined the league of celebrities performing and having a wardrobe malfunction. We have the likes of top names in the music industry, such as Chris Brown, a whole lot of the list continues. But over the weekend, Asake officially registered himself among the artist who happens to or who have had a wardrobe malfunction on stage. A very, 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 very wondrous move. There's a video to this. I would want you to watch this, then I'll hear what Ray has to say about this. So watch this video. We'll be right back. So that was a performance Asake had in London, and yeah, you saw the wardrobe malfunction, and he was wearing white boxes. But you're not talking about the boxes now, Ray. So what do you think about?
Come on, Asake is
the trouser is already is a huge. You can see the trouser is flying everywhere. How
he has kind of made that his brand. So I mean, we all see that trousers now. We go like Asake, even if it's not Asake wearing it. But having a wardrobe malfunction is not new. I mean. And it doesn't mean that trouser is not quality. When it happened to Chris Brown, when I thought say no be quality, it go happen to Asake now and I go tell us say na Aba. Even if Aba Mona leave him, Chris Brown said Aba don't happen to him. It's not new. We've seen top foreign celebrities and it happens. So it's not.
Even the ladies, some of them, they
loved it.
Their orange came out to do real life performances.
We see people they throw bra for Burna Boy for stage. It's nothing. I mean, you won't fault Asake.
So for me, it was how he went back on stage with the. That was a fun moment for me, but
the show goes on.
He
won't come up for.
No.
Now there's a new term. Will he do a whiskey on us just because he had the wardrobe malfunction?
Will he do a whiskey?
He can't do a whiskey.
He can't do a whiskey.
Oh please, the show goes on.
The show goes on.
It's part of the game.
Okay, so that was the moment Asake Trousers tore on stage when he was performing in an event which took place recently in London. And yes, we're hoping to see more news, better news. I mean, of course, that's not to say that's not the better news, but we're still celebrating our Nigerian artists. So, away from that, let me move into the Nollywood movie industry, where this particular story has been a serious conversation between those who claim they've had an eye witnessing experience and those who saw reports on social media and those who are just summarizing it up based on what they hear and what they feel it is really happening. And with also reactions. I'm talking about the fact that one of Nollywood's finest veteran actor, Xtra, is reportedly still in a very mental case. Over the past couple of weeks, there's been reports that he's not stable, and a lot of people have come out on social media to say that they've not just once, countless number of times, spotted him on the streets in Nigeria, as Sabah to be precise, you know, looking richer, looking, you know, so drained and all that. But we've gotten a whole lot of banter to this particular claims. First is one of his colleagues in the movie industry, Shan George, who came out to say that Xtra is fine. She happens to be on a set with him. Nothing is really happening. The guy is mentally stable. Firstly, let me ask you this. Prior to the time all this report has been coming out about, we all know he's had, you know, this drug situation with his mental. Do you think that there's somebody out there who's really trying to pull down Xtra? Or this is a story that is really, really happening?
It's a sad one because me, I believe with drugs and all those stuff, you're your own enemy. It has to start from you. We can blame family people sometimes. We can go spiritual and all that, but you have to make a decision yourself, and you have to know what you're doing in terms of who you are. You're a public figure in this case with Hanks, and he has such a good career. Yeah, in terms of being a role model to people, being that person that people look up to. Do you get me? So it's crazy. I don't know what to think about it. And we don't know who's telling the truth. San George came out to say it's not true, but then there are evidences that's leading up to show that
to him. The most recent one, and the major reason I'm bringing up today's story is the fact that skit maker Nasboy reviews current condition of actor Xtra. Now, even before Nasboy has come out to reveal this, Anks himself has actually released a video saying that he feels his enemies are trying to hit on him, and if they continue like this, God will not forgive them. That came from Hanks after the whole Hanks is not mentally stable and looking rejected and all that. There's a video to skit maker Nasboy revealing the current condition of actor Xtra. I would want you to watch it, so we'll come back Yes, just watch this. I'll be right back.
Like that robot.
No, God
I
never
resemble
did.
you.
I'm a big fan.
I did kill that robot, so man, I said hi.
I'm a big fan, man. And I'm not happy. Bro, I want to give you something, man.
What's that?
Come, I beg, give me some of this cash, more of this cinema, and I beg. Okay. I beg. Master, no go. You made my childhood, and I cannot see. My name is Nash Boy. You made my childhood, man. You made me happy when I was young. I'm actually from the West. I'm from the West. I'm Yoruba ni me now. Sir, just have some of this, please.
What's that?
It's cash, please. I beg you in the name of God. Just have some. Please. It's coming from a very good place. Please have some. Please, I beg you in the name of God.
Oh,
I'm a big fan. You made my childhood. Sir, please. No, sir, please. I beg you in the name of God. Like, just have this, please. Have this. Have this. Have this. Fucking made my childhood.
So that was a video to skit maker Nasboy revealing the current condition of actor Hanks and Nyuku, and I think that is pretty clear. And at the end of that particular video, you can see where, or you can hear skit maker Nasboy giving Hanks and Nyuku some money, because according to him, whoever says Hank and Nyuku is okay and doing fine, the person doesn't really know what he or she is talking about. This particular video came out recently. It's a very fresh, as they call it, Ghanaians will say fresh in box. It just came out, so we don't know now who is telling the truth. Let's see what pans out there in the coming days. But I feel I should go through a therapy or something. That is what I feel. I feel like,
Acceptance comes first.
Yeah, I feel,
because if he's coming out to deny that he's okay,
yeah, because he recently came out to say people are trying to put him down.
Yeah, then he's not accepting it.
He's not accepting.
Yeah, so he needs to know he's in a situation where he needs
It's
help. You need to know you need help first.
You need help.
So that's we can just wish him all the best.
We wish him all the best on that particular one. Now, another interesting story which came out a couple of days ago, especially over the weekend, is the fact that still in prison, R. Kelly released his new album. Ray, what came to mind when you saw this particular story at first? What came to mind?
I wasn't surprised.
You wasn't what?
Because Tupac released an album in his grave.
Right.
So it's not news. I mean, the guy still wants to make money, despite the fact he's looking at when he comes out of prison.
Yeah.
So release the album, and mind you, people say, okay, he released the album. You don't know when he started working on it. Maybe he might have started working on it before he actually went to prison, and his team just had to put the whole
song
work together and then release it. But I mean, we hate the attitude that sent him to prison, but we love his music.
Yeah, so
I still believe I can fly.
Let me just give you a little background to this update. So a collection of new songs from R. Kelly that briefly appeared on Spotify and Apple Music on Friday was an authorized release of stolen music, the incarcerated R&B singer's attorney said. Now, Jennifer Bonjourn, a lawyer of R. Kelly, and confused, just like Ray said. He was surprised. It was a surprise. So according to R. Kelly's lawyer, they are saying that the tracks or the album which was released over the weekend happens to be in the hands of those who doesn't have the authority to put it out publicly, and those songs, according to them, was recorded by Mr. Kelly or R. Kelly before his imprisonment. Because I was surprised, if the man is in prison paying for some serious
Hot crime.
Sexual crime, you see that sexual is not coming out. I wonder where he had the inspiration to go. And the interesting thing about this whole album is the headline for it. It says, "I admit it." If I'm correct,
that's like saying
whilst in prison, I'm guilty. And yes, he said yes. The headline for the album is "I admit it." So there is no way you can think it's not coming from R. Kelly.
Well.
People can be very creative.
Up until it's taken down, or it was taken down, people will actually feel,
it was R. Kelly.
He's trying to tell us something there.
Thank you. The headline, the name of the album is "I Admit It." That alone is like, Wow, so he's in prison.
So you actually do him.
So you actually do him. And now hearing it from his attorney saying that the album was published or put on those digital platforms illegally by those who the songs are not supposed to be in their hands. I think it's a banter to it. Well, as Ray says, was it Tupac?
Tupac did
Tupac,
one in his grave.
he raised an album whilst he was in his grave. So, yeah, that was an update that I saw. I had to laugh about it, but when I saw an update from his lawyer, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. Somebody just trying to make money off the guy. Yeah. Somebody just trying to make money off him. And mind you, whether or not the song has been taken out of the various digital platform that it was on, people don't already download them. People already get them. They already have it. It's just like Sasake, trouser wardrobe malfunction. Before you put it like that, it already take snapshots. You do everywhere.
Cameras were already rolling. No people.
And you cannot erase what has been recorded, especially when the devices are plenty. Sorry, bro. So yes, that was an update that came over the weekend, and it was a surprise to many of the fact that R. Kelly releases a new album with a tag "I admit it was in prison." So that's basically all the entertaining stories we have for you on today's EP Xtra. And if you're just logging on, you've kind of missed basically everything, including sports therapy, which we anchored. But you can have a replay or a repost of this particular Monday's edition on our various social media handles. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube is EPTV Africa. On our website is www.eptvafrica.com. And on our radio platform is epradioafrica.com. It's Monday. I always love to give people Monday motivation. Today's Monday motivation is coming from, and I think this is something Ray would literally contribute more to it. Yeah, because it's really happening, and I feel that Ray, calm down. Don't think far. Don't be thinking the way you are thinking right now.
With you, I have to think far because sometimes
so there's if my producer has the picture, I should be showing it to you. I just want to locate it on my device right now, and this particular Monday motivation is coming from Timmy, our very own Timmy Dakolo. Now he was talking about, and of course, so you see, I'm giving you surprise. It's a surprise for me. It's not what you are thinking. Okay. So, in general, Timmy is saying that people should be mindful of our yes. So, I got it. So, according to Timmy, he says, some of you hurt, burnt, and damaged the relationships God put in your life to get to a purpose, forgetting that sometimes breakthrough is a person. And that person being in your life will introduce you to the next level, and the next level, and the next level after that. So in general, to me, that color is trying to let us know the importance of those we have in our lives. And in an era where people basically want to step on people to get to the top, people are doing everything right now they can to get on the top.
It's true.
Including damaging the relationship they have. What do you have to say about Timmy's? I mean, it didn't come from him as a Monday motivation, but I decided to just make it a discussion. I feel something we can talk about it on.
Wow. I mean, the message itself says a whole lot. Because sometimes I've even heard people say you leave your husband chasing your boyfriend. And you leave diamonds chasing stones. So he's speaking the truth in that sense, because a lot of people do a lot of stuff right now just to get money.
Just to get
money, fame, acknowledgement, be whatsoever. And it's crazy. You have to be mindful of those things, those people you walk out on, those people you call rubbish, because you never know. The stone that the builder might reject might become the chief cornerstone.
So yes, I think that's my major point for bringing you this Monday motivation, which came from Timmy Dakula, one of our very gifted vocal singer in Nigeria, because Timmy's voice is he's a vocalist. So yes, that came from Timmy, and I think it's something that everybody should pay heed to. Just try to acknowledge those you have around you, and don't stamp on anyone just to get to a next level. And on that note, I'm wrapping up on today's EP Xtra. Once again, my name is Kelvin Fnk,
and I'm Ray Benson.
We'll see you guys on Wednesday with another EP Xtra and Sports Therapy. I want to say very big thank you to the entire crew for putting today's Monday's edition together. If you're just logging on, once again, you've missed basically everything, but you can have a repost of this particular Monday's edition on our various social media handle. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hi. When it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring to you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinions on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.